So, is the internet's most popular dating advice actually any good? For 1 week, I decided to find out. I lived by the internet's most viral dating tips, from magazine articles to TikToks that promise to make you completely irresistible. And let me tell you, it was even more cringy and disastrous than I could have possibly imagined. I'm talking about the advice that's just everywhere, the kind that treats dating less like making a human connection and more like a game you have to win. It's a world of weird rules, manipulation, and honestly, a lot of stuff that feels psychologically damaging. I wanted to know what happens when a normal person actually tries to follow these rules in the real world. Does it actually work? Does it make you seem mysterious and desirable? Or does it just make you look like a socially awkward robot? I think you can guess the answer, but the journey there was an experience. So, let's wade into the absolute dumpster fire that is mainstream dating advice. 1. The rules of the experiment. First, I had to figure out the rules for this little experiment. I spent a few days doom-scrolling TikTok, flipping through online magazines, and going down the rabbit hole of dating expert Instagrams. I came out of it slightly traumatized, but with a list of the most common and most questionable advice I could find. Rule number 1 was the infamous 3-day rule, or what it's become today, the artificial texting delay. The idea, which is still floating around, is that you should never, ever text back right away. Waiting is supposed to signal that you're busy and important, creating scarcity to make you more desirable. To me, it just seemed rude. Rule number 2. The enigma strategy of playing hard to get. I decided to call the enigma strategy. This is a lovely combination of playing hard to get and acting like you don't care. The advice is to be elusive and mysterious, giving short, non-committal answers. The goal is to make the other person feel like they have to earn your attention. It's not about building a genuine connection, it's about making yourself a prize to be won. Rule number 3 is maybe the most concerning one of all. This piece of ancient wisdom that says, if he's rude to you, he probably likes you. The idea is that negging or teasing is actually a sign of affection. It tries to reframe disrespect as a green flag, which is just a recipe for a toxic relationship and a genuinely awful idea to put into practice. And finally, rule number 4, keep it superficial. This is the never argue and don't break character advice. Basically, be pleasant and agreeable at all times. Avoid any topic that could possibly lead to a debate or reveal you have a strong opinion. In short, become a human vanilla wafer. With my terrible new rules in hand, I reactivated my dating apps, took a deep breath, and prepared for the worst. The experiment begins, the texting game. It didn't take long to get a match. We'll call her Jessica. She seemed nice. Normal, even. She sent a great first message. It was funny, it referenced my profile, and it ended with a question. My natural instinct was to write a witty reply and send it right back. But nope, I had to follow the rules. So I waited and waited. I put my phone down, cleaned my entire apartment, and watched 3 episodes of a show I'd already seen. It was agonizing. This wasn't making me feel high value, it was making me feel anxious and a little bit silly. Finally, after a few hours, I couldn't make it 3 whole days, I let myself respond. Her message had been a full, engaging paragraph. My reply, according to the enigma strategy, was, "Ha ha ha, that's funny." She, bless her heart, tried again. She asked about my weekend. I really wanted to tell her about the cool hike I went on in the new coffee shop I found. Instead, I channeled my inner enigma and typed back, "It was good, busy." The conversation felt like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall. Every time she tried to get some momentum going, I just shut her down with a vague, boring answer. I could literally feel her interest draining with each text. She was sending these open, friendly messages, and I was giving her the digital cold shoulder. This wasn't flirting, It was a how-to guide on being a terrible conversationalist. Against all odds, she eventually asked if I wanted to get a drink sometime. My brain screamed, "Yes, please, rescue me from this prison of bad advice." But the rules were clear. Rule 2, playing hard to get. Play hard to get. So I replied, "I'm not sure. My schedule is pretty packed right now." I could practically hear the sad trombone sound through the phone. She just said, "Oh, okay, well, let me know if something opens up." I had successfully played hard to get. I had also successfully sabotaged a perfectly good chance to meet someone who seemed genuinely interesting. This was going great. Can you do me a favor and smash that subscribe button if you're still with me? At this point, I was already exhausted. Have you ever been given a piece of dating advice that just felt completely wrong? Let me know the worst tip you've ever heard in the comments. We can start a support group. The date, a masterclass in awfulness. After a few more days of painfully awkward texting, I finally found time in my schedule and agreed to meet Jessica for a drink. I was nervous, not because I was excited, but because I knew I had to spend the next 2 hours actively being a version of myself I couldn't stand. I showed up and she was just as nice in person. The conversation started off fine, with all the usual first date small talk. But then, the rules started to creep in. She told a joke that was a little borderline, not offensive, just kind of an eye roll. Instead of just laughing it off or gently teasing her for it, I remembered rule number 3. If he's rude, he likes you. So I gave her this weird, encouraging smile, as if her mediocre joke was a profound sign of affection. She just looked confused. Then came rule number 4, keep it superficial. She asked me what I was passionate about. This is my favorite question. I love talking about my work, my hobbies, my weird obsession with historical documentaries. But no, that would be too interesting. That would be showing character. So I just said, "I don't know, a lot of things, I guess." She tried again. "Okay, like what do you do for work?" I gave her the most sanitized, boring description of my job I could think of, leaving out all the parts I actually find exciting. She asked me for my opinion on a current event. I dodged it and said, "Oh, I try not to get too into all that stuff." The date became an interview where one person was trying to connect and the other was a black hole of personality. The more she tried to find some common ground, the more I deflected with bland one-word answers. It was excruciating. I could see her trying to figure me out, not in a, "Wow, he's so mysterious" way, but in a, "Is he a robot or just deeply uninterested" way. The answer, of course, was C. I was following a script written for a sociopath. The end of the date was predictably awkward. I walked her to her car and there was this long, painful silence. She just said, "Well, it was nice to meet you." The subtext was deafening. "Let's never do this again." And we never did. I didn't get a follow-up text. I was successfully ghosted. The advice hadn't made me irresistible. It had made me completely undateable. The conclusion: why this advice is awful. I wish I could say that was my only attempt, but I tried the rules on one other person just to be sure. The result was even faster. After a few rounds of me being mysterious, she just messaged, "Hey, not to be rude, but are you actually interested in talking? 'Cause I'm not really into playing games." And honestly, good for her. This experiment just confirmed what I think we all kind of know deep down. This kind of mainstream dating advice is garbage. It's not just that it doesn't work, it's actively harmful. It teaches you to be inauthentic and manipulative. The 3-day rule doesn't create intrigue. In Toyota 6, it just makes it seem like you have terrible communication skills, or you're just not that interested. In a world of instant connection, being clear and consistent is way more attractive. And the whole enigma strategy? Sure, playing hard to get might attract some people, but it's often the kind of people who enjoy the chase more than the person they're chasing. Someone who's actually looking for a real partner isn't interested in playing guessing games. They're looking for clarity and genuine interest. They want to connect with the person, not a performance. And the idea that being rude is a sign of interest is the most dangerous of them all. It normalizes toxic behavior and teaches people to accept disrespect as a form of affection. That's not a sign of affection. It's a red flag. The core problem with all this advice is that it comes from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being vulnerable, fear of being too much. It tells us to hide our real selves behind some fake wall of coolness. But you can't hope to build a real connection on a foundation that's completely fake. Relationships need authenticity and communication to thrive, not strategy and manipulation. So, what's the alternative? It's disappointingly simple. Just be a normal human being. Be genuine. If you like someone, show it. Be intentional. Communicate openly and honestly. The goal isn't to win someone. It's to find someone who likes you for you, not for the character you're playing. It turns out the best dating hack is to not use any hacks at all. Once again, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Thanks for joining me on this cringeworthy journey. If you enjoyed watching me self-sabotage for science, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures in what not to do. And remember, love is not an algorithm. Swipe left on bad advice and swipe right on being yourself. See you next time.